Hey, welcome to episode 10 of the Getsuga Talk Show. I know this is weird for half of these people because they've never done this before. We're missing somebody on screen, no? It just looks like
it's everybody.
it just looks weird to me. So, hi.
How's it going, everybody?
I can't point right. There's Andrew. That's me. And then we have some guests. You know these two already. You two want to introduce yourselves, use an alias or a real name? It's up to you.
I'm just Ron.
Brandon.
You should have told us before to make up an alias.
Say something. Come on, let's go.
Come on, Tracy.
So we have Brandon and Tracy. You guys know Ron and Corinne already. And then this is the baby of the show. We're just going to refer to the child as baby for the sake of baby's sake. So I just had these guys watch the biggest film of 2016 called Your Name. And we're here to talk about it. Who's got something to say off the start?
I enjoyed it. It was a great movie.
Didn't expect the plot twist.
No, I did not expect the plot twist.
It broke my heart.
Yeah?
Yeah, cried a little
Your
bit.
itty bitty baby heart?
Yeah, I know. I felt a little crack. Like a centimeter crack in the 2 centimeter heart.
No, it was the crack in the wall of your heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's
so poetic.
been nice knowing you.
It's poetic.
See you in 10 minutes.
Yeah. How about you two? What'd you guys think?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, it was. I can see why it's nominated for what Best Picture you said.
Yeah, it was like the film of the year. It won film of the year. It had the best animation of the year that year too, I believe.
Okay.
It was just kind of up there on everything.
Yeah.
It came to the theaters in America as one of the first Japanese movies that wasn't a Miyazaki film to come to America. Because everybody's seen like Spirited Away and stuff like that. So.
Well, I can see why it's nominated to that because it's definitely a really well done story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
so.
well.
What do you guys got? What interesting things outside of the plot twist? How did you feel about the plot twist? Do you think anything like that was even going to partially happen? Where were we at on that?
It was very Lake House.
Lake House?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought they were just gonna like keep having the moments with each other and end up finding each other. Like, well, ended up finding each other anyway, but like without the huge crater killing people.
Yeah.
Didn't expect her to die. Definitely.
Yeah.
That was definitely a surprise.
Shit happens, right? Yeah. But they're super fucking criminals now.
Oh, they're super
Right?
fucking
Oh
criminal.
my
Oh my
Blew
God.
up the whole power.
Welcome to the Irish Republican Army.
I like the first time I watched it, like they said they were gonna blow something up, and I got that. Oh, I got an alarm. Excuse me. I don't know why I have an alarm. 5:15 every Sunday. It's been there, and I just haven't turned it off.
Come on, man. We're on a podcast.
I know it's rude. But, you know,
You
at
fail.
least it wasn't everybody digging through fucking plastic bags for the first 30 minutes of the movie. I'm
Hey,
looking at all of you.
There's subtitles. You can still read.
So, you're still really loud. Anyways. Yeah, like, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, maybe they're gonna, like, cut the power to the city or something. Or,
They used
you know,
fucking dynamite.
Oh.
they
Yeah.
blew up the whole fucking thing, dude.
I kind of wish it would have showed how she finally was able to convince her dad.
I
Yeah.
don't think she did.
She did.
Yeah,
Oh.
because
The
this
whole
town
city
got
was saved
saved.
when she got to, yeah.
That's true.
So-
104 wounded, 0 deaths.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the big thing about the ending was like it's very open ended. It's meant to leave a lot for you to think about and like imagine how it would have been done.
Like, do they get married?
Oh my!
We don't.
Are they gonna make a number 2?
Name one anime that you've ever watched where it really shows the ending of your characters like that. Outside of Naruto, which they had to
Well,
end the show.
it's not the
and then
ending.
do a movie.
It's not the ending,
I
but
heard one of them was like Clannad.
Sword Art Online they got married,
No,
but
that
it
wasn't
wasn't the ending.
They didn't really get married though.
I know, in game,
Oh, okay.
in Aincrad.
Yeah,
I was about to
and then
say.
they're awkward as fuck in real life.
Yeah.
So
I mean that.
Like we can't
That's
touch.
we fucked
They'll
in the
know.
video game.
We can't. We can't hold hands. Everyone will know. They think it's weird.
Your mom hates me because I screwed you in a video game.
So, you know how they have all the weird light novel names for series now? Like the really long running, like, you know, Rascal Who's Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai and shit? That
Yeah.
should be the next big one. Your mom hates me because we had sex in a video game.
There's $1 million idea.
Tell
I
me
got
you
it.
wouldn't watch that. Like, come on. Like, I'd be so fucking
I got my new
furious.
book idea. We got this.
I
Yeah,
got
there
my
you go.
new
Write a
book.
light novel
Right?
and be rich.
What's like that one anime? It was like, and you think there's no girls online where the mom was setting you up.
Yeah.
To do fuck? I'm like,
Dude, there are some ridiculous light novel titles out there. I'll have to show you a video later where
Really?
they're talking about light novels. It's like, oh, what was it? It was like I got really hungry, so I went to my fridge and there was no food, and I met a girl at the store, and it's like, what? Like, what is the name of this show?
And was it on a Sunday? That's when all the single chicks go out.
So back to the movie. We'll circle back a little bit. They're huge criminals. Cool. Huge explosion. That was fun. What else you guys got? Come on, talk about stuff.
They're in the twilight.
This is
only
my
time,
second time.
Only
watching
time
this,
they
so.
can see each other. Twilight.
Not the first time I've ever heard of something referenced like that. The time in between where the spiritual world and the physical world become connected at twilight because it's neither night nor day. It's the in
has to do
between.
with a lot of the Japanese
And
culture.
then-
That too, but that's Japanese culture is not the only one
I know,
that
but
mentions that
Yeah.
Yeah,
fact.
it's like I think it's Catholicism has the blue line,
Yeah,
the blue time or whatever.
Yeah.
whatever it
Where
is.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to be twilight or dawn.
And then drinking her kamasake. That was
Oh.
that was something else.
No.
It's probably some high quality sake. That shit probably got him
And
fucked
for
up.
whoever didn't watch the movie, it's chewing rice, spitting it back out, and letting it ferment.
And then you drink it when it ferments.
Yep.
That's high quality sake right there, man.
Kamasake.
Disgusting.
It has to be done by
It's
a priestess,
Kuchikami sake.
though,
Yeah.
or a shrine maiden.
Shrine maiden, yeah. It's meant to be an offering for the gods. No wonder he passed out right away.
Yeah.
That shit was probably strong as hell. He was like, ho ho!
She took a dip before she spit this. There's some tobacco.
Oh, man. Alright, what else you guys got?
Shit.
I don't know. I like how that vagueness, because like dreams, you often forget a lot of your dreams when they switch bodies. That was a dream, or
Yeah.
often
Leaving
forget.
each other memos.
Yeah, but I meant like it was kind of funny how they both like experiment with each other's bodies because they're like confused. Because the guy wakes up with
There's
food,
something
he's all
down
like,
there.
Every time,
And
yeah.
then she's like, "What?"
She's like, shit, I gotta pee.
I like how they like took the super serious segment, right? Where he's like, oh shit, they're all dead. This is the past. Oh no. And then he like gets back into her body, and then he's just crying like, I can't do it for her.
That's when then her sister walks in like, she's finally gone crazy.
Oh man. To be honest though, that would be any guy who wakes up in a girl's body. They'd be like,
Wait, what?
and then just imagine how bad she felt having to try to go pee for the first time in his body.
I know, like I said during the movie, she probably sat down to pee.
She
still.
probably did.
Yeah,
And I don't blame her, because that's awkward. Now you have a whole new piece of machinery you're not used to, and you can aim it. Like
you don't
what?
have a tutorial. You don't.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, I've had to teach a toddler boy how to use it, so I think I'd be good.
Oh.
After you're a parent, you like.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I got this. I know what
Lost.
this does.
I know how to aim. Oh man.
Start hitting Cheerios.
But also notice
Yup.
how in these movies, all these shows, it never happens to a fully grown adult person usually. It always
Yeah,
happens.
always
teenager,
the
high
teenager.
school.
Always happens to somebody who's like 15, 16, has no idea how the fuck the other
That's
sex's
not
body
entirely
parts work.
true. Okay. Have you not seen Freaky Friday from Lil Dicky, his new song?
Or have you
Yeah.
not seen
Lil Dicky and Chris Brown swap bodies, and Lil Dicky's like, "Oh shit, it's a big dick. That's my
Right.
dream dick."
Or the new Jumanji when
Oh my
Jack
god.
Black.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
like,
my
he's
gosh.
like, how do I use this?
It's like, whoa,
See,
it just
but-
got bigger.
See, but again, still with teenagers
Yes, it was a teenager, but
in an adult's body.
yeah.
But in the Freaky Friday song,
Yeah,
they like ended up in Kylie Jenner's body. He's like, "I'm gonna explore the inner workings of
That's-
women's body."
Yeah,
Like, that's Lil Dicky. He's an adult, kind of.
kind of.
fine.
He's the biggest child, but he's an adult, you know,
He's got responsibilities.
Technically.
kind of. So, art-wise, how'd you guys? Beautiful. You
Yeah.
enjoyed it?
Absolutely
Makes me want to
gorgeous
look up
artwork.
the place, see what how
Yeah,
similar they
so-
made it.
Again, I forgot the title of what the genre is, but it's a style in anime where they try to replicate actual places. Because usually when you watch anime, it's always anytime you watch anime, it's usually just like made up areas, made up high schools, whatever. But there's like this whole new genre where they sorry, I'm tired.
Use the actual location.
Yeah, where they try to replicate the actual locations.
So is that like an actual event then, too?
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Got hit by a comet.
Well, maybe it's possible.
meteor.
You can look it up. We could look it up right now. Here,
We could.
I'll start searching. You guys discuss things.
I mean, if it did happen, I don't remember it happening.
Yeah, but how often do we get news from around the world if we're not
If it's that,
involved in it?
if it's that, really often,
Well-
that would be on national news.
I think it was me and my
How
sister.
much actual national news has it been as of late, though?
A lot,
Yeah.
if you watch. Yeah.
Well,
It
and
doesn't-
if nobody died, we
Wait, did it actually
definitely
happen?
wouldn't hear about it.
Hold on.
usually we don't.
We would. If people died, we
If
would.
people died, yeah. But if it happened like it did in the movie where
Where there was
nobody
only-
died,
But it being a meteor causing that much destruction.
It
would
might be on the internet news channels, but I wouldn't exactly see that.
No,
as
I think
being
it'd be on
night
like
news.
local news as well.
So for that crater where the shrine is, this is what it looks like in real life on the bottom.
That's
Damn.
pretty.
Oh,
So it's a little different, obviously, but they still did really well
Yeah.
to like make it look similar.
Yeah.
So I'll send it this way.
What was the city name?
Itomori.
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 Damn.
So look up that then. Say, did Itomori actually get hit by a?
By a meteor.
Is it actually? Did they just make the landscape similar, or is it actually called Itomori in real life
It's
too?
called Itomori in real life. Yeah, they have a festival and everything.
Damn.
I mean, most of the time they go off, actually.
Yeah, a lot of those festivals, like in anime, like all those festivals where they do fireworks like 7 times a year because they have their summer
Like the
festival,
J
fall festival.
Dragon.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Spring.
J Dragon stuff that's more Chinese.
Yeah.
But
Just
Spring, summer, fall, winter festivals.
yeah, we could look up. Like I remember watching a video on it. They like showed where the actual locations were in real life and like how similar they were. Like all the landscapes that you saw of Tokyo were taken from an actual apartment building where they like did that whole scene when you walked outside.
Yeah.
So it's pretty freaking cool. What's up, baby?
And she got
she's
some.
looking up the places now.
Is she?
Yeah. She's gonna be our designated researcher.
So should we give them a generalized breakdown of the show, or
We can. How would you guys break it down?
Weirdness, strange plot twist, little
M. Night
little
Shyamalan
romantic
along?
interest.
A lot of crying.
Twilight, weird.
Oh, crying.
3 years ago, I'm here, but you're here in present day, but we can still see each other. Save the city. Forget each other's names and run
Time
across
travel.
each other in Tokyo. And
Did
I
you
reckon
just try to break down the whole movie in 10 seconds?
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty rough.
That
I know.
was terrible.
I thought you were giving like general ideas, and then you're like, "This is the end of the movie." Like, what? Like,
Nope, I did the whole movie.
Alright. So you definitely have time travel themes, right?
Yeah.
You got a lot of time being introduced. You have a love interest, so there's a little bit of romance in the show. Definitely some comedy. There's a lot of funny moments in that show.
Oh yeah.
What else do we have? Slice of life ish. That's such a broad
Controlling
genre.
others' bodies through.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what
body
you would
switching.
call it, body switching. Yeah.
Freaky Friday stuff.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday shit.
All right, one sentence each. Break it down. Let's hear it. One sentence each.
Good art with a touch of romance. It was really good art.
Yeah.
That was like a lower
Her
quality
running,
version
oh
too
my
because it was
goodness.
translated from that screen up, so it's actually downgraded.
Yeah.
But when you see like seeing it in theaters was amazing. Like it was
Her-
gorgeous.
Her running at the end, the arm flapping, it drove me nuts. I was like,
That's every Japanese anime character, female running. Just so
Really?
you know, every single
oh my
one.
gosh. That drove
Actually,
me
I
nuts.
seen a girl run like that once.
We just
Well,
talked about
everybody
this.
does without training.
We
You're
just talked about
supposed to,
this
like,
when we watched
but
the
you gotta
Silent
learn.
Voice, right? Because remember at the very end when she's like trying to run like this, and you're so like, what the fuck is this? Like that's just like the Japanese girl anime run. I don't know. It's just kind of how it goes. But one sentence breakdown of the story. Let's hear it. Somebody.
All right.
I just gave Mark.
Okay, here I go. Boy meets girl. Very awkward situation. End up falling in love.
I mean,
That was
very vague.
She never said she loved him. He just said he loved her. He
They
didn't
know,
even say it. He wrote it down.
they know that. Well, they don't know that.
teens swap bodies years apart. Try to save the town.
Try to say, yeah.
Teenager
And
lake
fall in
house
love.
with a giant explosion. There you go. One sentence.
No, I was kind of hoping you'd go explosion again. It's fine. It's
Explosion!
too late. It's too late. The moment is past. Anyway, go ahead.
Itomori weaves create spiritual connections and bring people together.
Cool.
That was very elaborate compared to ours.
Her sounded like artistic, and we're just like,
We're like people.
Things do stuff at place.
With time
Yes.
stuff.
That's exactly what the entire movie was about.
Teenagers make audition tape to join the Irish Republican Army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
Teenagers swap bodies, learning how to cope with each other's lives while secretly falling in love with each other, and save the town.
That's a little fucked up. Honestly, like, thinking about that, falling in love with someone because you're in their body, like, I just feel like there's, like, I don't know, that's almost like a super crossing the line,
see them
you know?
more.
Like,
You know more about them than anyone else.
They basically broke boundaries they didn't mean to break, but they've broken it and they just learned too much.
At the end,
about
she's
each
like,
other.
"You touched my
yeah, I
boobs."
feel like they
Only
definitely learned
once.
way too much about each other.
One.
And then, like,
He's like, only once.
But
I'm
see, they
just-
truly love each other because it's warts and all. You can't know about.
yeah, like, you know everything about each other. There's no, like, I wonder, you know? And then I'm sure, this wasn't discussed, and it's going to be a little gross, but I'm sure at some point during that time lapse, she's a woman, you know? And he had to deal with being a woman for a week. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
if that doesn't bring you
Like,
close, I don't know what will.
I like how they also try to help each other a bit. Like, she tried to set him up with that one girl
Yeah.
at the restaurant.
But then he fucked it up.
Oh, he wasn't really
Because he's falling in
interested.
love with the
Yeah.
girl in his body.
And then
But she was
and then
falling
he
in love
got
with
rid
her.
of the bullies for her by intimidating them.
They
Through her
weren't
body.
bullies.
Well, they're kind of
They
rude.
were kind of bullies.
They're rude.
They
They're
were
cowards, though.
bad
He just
people.
kicked down a desk and they just pissed themselves. So
And then he got a shit ton of love notes in her body and turned them all down.
And then he was getting a shit ton of stuff.
That's fucked up. That's some selfish shit, you know, because he's falling for her. So he's like, nah, see ya, bitches. Like, making all the dudes go away every time they're like, I love you. He's like, nah.
I mean,
You know?
I mean, like she'd probably do the
She
same
did the same thing!
though.
Yeah.
No, she tried to hook him up.
But she threw away all the others that came up. Remember, there were others on his side, too.
I don't remember there being others on his side.
I don't remember there being.
Yeah, it was
I
just the
remember.
girl. He hooked her up. Or she hooked him
I mean,
up.
his 3 coworkers were angry.
Yeah. But those were dudes, you know? It was his, like, co-working friends. But it's never like a, oh, fuck you, or for real, you know what I mean?
It's like,
if there's,
we
like,
want her, yeah.
if, like, me and you and, like, 2 other of our single friends agreed, like, hey, man, we're all gonna try whoever gets her, you know what I mean? We're not gonna hate each other. That's what that was, more so.
Oh.
You know? I wouldn't be mad at you. I'd be upset for a moment, you know? I'd be like, fucking dick.
I feel like that's accurate in a like girl-boy friendship, though. The girl tries to hook up the guy with everybody, and the guy tries to keep all the other guys away from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
That is pretty accurate, actually. Now that I think about that.
You right?
That's a really good point. Huh.
I can't say it's not the truth.
It's definitely the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's so fucking true. Okay. Well,
Guys say fuck everybody. Girls say come and get it.
well, no. Like, girls want to see guys like do better, but usually in a girl-guy relationship, usually the guy had feelings for a chick at one point. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
It's the majority of like male-female relationships, or they're super protective of them because they look at them like a sister or something. So you're automatically like, nah, bro, you're not good enough. Nah, dude, you're not good enough, or whatever. You know what I mean?
that could have been the case too.
Yeah.
True.
But he was falling in love with her. We knew that though.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was slightly different. But yeah, so like that's the thing. But like chicks, I feel like chicks have really bad filters for screening sometimes. They're like, oh, this is my friend Becky. She's great. She's fucking psychotic. That's the truth.
No, I got mad at him at the end when he
where
was.
guys have a bad habit of being slightly overcritical.
Yeah, we are. Because, like, I think dudes, like, intrinsically, we just know dudes are dicks, you know? We know, you know? Like, I know your good and bad qualities. I know your good and bad qualities. And
I have
I
all
think
good
women
qualities.
love each other too much.
Bullshit.
I think this is, like, this turned in a weird
That's
direction.
a lie.
But I think women generally, like, hype each other up the most. Women are the most scared to be rude to each other to their faces.
Have you
Think
met
about
my
it.
sister?
That's a
No, I
lie.
haven't.
Dude, she's rude as hell.
I'm sure she is, and I'm sure there's women like that, but, like...
There are exceptions
Anytime
to
a girl
every
has
rule.
to give a girl bad news that I've seen, they're usually like, oh, you know, it's going to be great. And dudes are just like, bro, you're fired. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, like, it's just a very different world. But I'm off subject. I'm gonna just.
He made me mad at the end. Like, if you really loved her and they want to find each other later on, write your fucking name so that she can
he
find
thought
you.
he wouldn't forget it.
Well,
But he's forgotten it before, so he should know how this thing works.
Yeah, but he saw her again. He thought it was different this time.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
but,
what they all think.
But how do you forget that much about 5 years ago? I'm sorry, but
Because
we might have gone to this mountain.
Because it
We
was
might
a
have gotten
twist
a
of
fight.
events.
Like,
It was
Because-
going through time.
Yeah,
It
because time got changed
Yeah.
so much. Everything he had done back then got changed
Yeah.
because of what happened in the town.
it's like the paradox.
Because
type.
everything he read was about 3 years
Okay.
ago when the town
Yeah.
got destroyed, so they had to all their memories got changed from that time, so it's all a blur to them.
Okay.
Does that make more sense? Yeah.
Yeah,
because
that's
it corrected
fair.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's.
So I'm like, I can definitely remember what happened 5 years ago
I
pretty
can't.
clearly.
Basically, time fixed the
Mitch is
paradoxes.
like, I can't remember what I had for
Well,
breakfast.
technically, if something happens,
Cereal.
Yes, you
That's
remember.
because that's all you eat.
Yes. I feel like every time you guys are over, I have a bowl of cereal. I eat so much. It's so bad.
I mean, you're eating cereal when we came
Yep.
in last time.
And I was eating cereal when Andrew showed up. So, all right. We're kind of back on it now. Any criticism? Anything you guys didn't like about the movie?
He said the whole "I love you" thing.
Yeah.
Cheesy, but it's kind of
Yeah,
cute.
write your fucking name. Like, you'll find her. Like,
But he had to. So even
I
if
get
he
what
just-
you're saying.
If
yeah.
he just no. So if he just wrote his name, it wouldn't have been the same though. So
Or he
would've-
could have written
She
both.
would have known his name. That's cool, but that doesn't mean that she can find him. And even when she does, it
He'll be
doesn't mean
like,
that
yeah,
it doesn't mean that she knows what his feelings were. And she could have found someone else by then.
that's true.
You know. But she knew that there was someone that she loved out there who told her that
Yeah,
he loved her. Yeah.
that makes sense.
True.
My one big thing, like early on especially, was like, why didn't they try to call each other sooner?
Right?
Yeah.
Before she died.
Well,
Yeah.
also another thing, they have calendars and none of them paid attention to the year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Even
they're
had
both looking at the phones with the calendars, with the dates. It showed the numbers. September 9th. September
There's always big
11th,
plot
they
holes,
didn't-
but that's a pretty rough
Yeah,
one,
it's
you know?
like-
like, have you
Yeah.
not noticed the
He looks
year?
at hers, it's 09. He looks at his, it's 2012. And like, Like, what the heck?
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Neither of you dumb skulls noticed this?
They were even writing notes in each other's phones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With an
The notes had the
itinerary
dates.
date stamp
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
And you're going to school, and I don't remember, like, I don't know about Japan, but I remember having to write the year every time I wrote the date on a piece of
Yeah.
school
Yeah.
where it came out.
Yeah.
Like,
And they didn't notice?
not once.
Not fucking once.
Wow.
I don't know.
The main characters in this show are idiots.
I mean, that's pretty common theme across all anime if you really
Oh,
think
yeah.
about it. You either have complete idiots or the guy who's too smart for everything, you know? That's just the way you get it, one way or the other. There's no in between. You don't get just like an average guy, ever. It just doesn't happen. Okay, so everybody enjoyed the art, thought it was beautiful?
Yep.
How about the soundtrack? How'd you enjoy the soundtrack?
I
The
liked it.
music was
It's good.
beautifully well written.
I generally hate movies that have bad soundtracks, so it had to have had a good soundtrack for me. to
Well, in my
like
opinion,
it,
I think
so there's
the
that.
soundtrack wasn't as good as
Twilight.
The Silent Voice? No, Silent Voice. So was the other movie that I was talking to you guys about.
I still need
earlier.
to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll get you to watch
yeah.
it sometime.
Silent
It's
Voice
really
has
I mean,
gorgeous
We could,
music.
since Janae and I are coming over early tomorrow, or Tracy, I'm sorry.
We could. Yeah, Tracy. Good job.
good.
Her name's Tracy
Pseudonym
Janae.
is
It's
gone.
just it's Tracy Janae. That's her name. But
forgot about Tracy.
no, yeah, we can watch it
Yeah, me
tomorrow.
too.
I have no problem. I will watch that movie over and over again. I love it. And every time you watch it, you realize something more that you didn't catch the first time. And
Well,
I
that's
think-
a lot of movies.
yeah, but you'll understand how much more in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think you got it. Like after you watch the videos that I had you watch after A Silent Voice, like there was just so much stuff that you really just did not understand at the first time. But once you learn about it, you're like, oh, you know, everything kind of
Yeah.
comes together and connects. But yeah, soundtrack was fucking awesome. I liked it. It wasn't Skelter+heaven or Mars.
Oh, dear
Destruction,
God.
where it
Please,
changes
for
every
the love
5
of
seconds.
God.
I'm gonna download it on my phone. It was that good.
The soundtrack to that, really?
Mhm.
If you want a
I
really
like
good
it.
soundtrack, Your Lie in April is amazing.
Oh,
What is it?
Your Lie in April?
Don't watch it, because you'll hurt your soul.
Why is it a bad?
No,
anime?
it will leave a hole in your heart that can never be filled.
What's it called? I'm gonna watch it now.
Speaking
Your-
of,
It's
Your
on
Lie
Netflix,
in
right?
April.
You're
Is it?
lying.
Yeah.
It's still on
I
Netflix,
watched
yeah.
it too.
if you
Alright,
guys
I'm gonna
want to watch
watch it.
something that'll leave a hole in your soul, Bright Star. It is not an anime, but it will leave a giant
What's it about?
gash.
Let's hear about it.
Have you ever heard of Keats? John Keats, the poet?
No.
Well, he is a romantic poet, and it's his love life, and it will leave a giant hole
This kind of
in
movie.
your soul. No, it's not what you think.
This
Trust
movie
me.
isn't sad. This was just a movie.
Yeah.
No, this one's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
A silent voice for a moment should leave not a hole in your heart, but it's definitely it'll hit you. Your Lie in April will leave a hole.
What's the generalized plot of that?
Your Lie in April or Silent Voice?
Silent Voice.
A silent voice. Kid bullies the shit out of a deaf girl in elementary school and tries to kill himself when he grows up.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah. It's a story of
And it's an anime?
Yeah, it's really fucking good. I'll have you guys watch it sometime. Like I said, maybe tomorrow we'll see.
You tell him, sister.
And the baby wants to comment on this as well.
So what do you think, Kyrie?
Wow, you're really bad with
You're
students.
You are
so
stupidly
bad.
bad at this.
What
You
you
have
say?
rolled a negative 55 on
That's
both your
baby.
stealth
What do you think,
and
baby?
deception checks.
He's like the
I
Green
said
Lantern
baby
of
the
the
first
group.
time. I just
No, you
added a
didn't.
little phlegm to it.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah,
Andrew,
that's what that
is that
was.
what
He's
it
like the
is?
Green Lantern
Oh,
of the
she just
group.
spit up all over you.
You've got
Because
beepers.
Hal
You could beep out.
says stuff like that.
Sorry.
Go back and edit.
It's okay.
Beep stuff out.
No.
It's live.
Dude,
I know. I'm saying it for the YouTube.
Anyway,
You can for YouTube.
soundtrack was awesome.
I mean, we only have 2 viewers, so.
Your Lie in April, you have to watch that sometime. It's really good.
I'll look it on Netflix.
That one, I can't
That
give
was
you any
beforehand.
hints to the story because it will break the story.
Yeah.
The only thing I can tell you is the main character used to be like a talented young musician, and something happens,
I'll have to write these down later.
and he's unable to hear music again.
Aw.
Like he can hear music, but when he starts playing, it doesn't register to him. It's just sound. It's not
Yeah.
really music anymore. And it's like a whole story of him like learning to overcome that and like. Man, have you guys watched Your Lie in April?
No, I watched some of it.
Did you just not like it?
I got bored.
I don't blame you.
it's
It's
a little
okay.
slow.
If you get through it though,
You forget she's a sociopath.
that doesn't mean she's not bored. That's fine. That has nothing to do with anything.
She can't feel or relate.
There's nothing to feel or relate to until like the last 3 episodes, and then you're just dead.
So
Everything
it's
dies.
a show, not a movie.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
show. I
show.
think it's like 12 or 13 episodes. It's pretty short.
13.
It's a lot of classical music in the show. 'cause
But a
it's about, like,
silent
piano
voice
play.
is a movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And be prepared to sit for a bit. It's a movie.
Like a 2.5.
It's about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think it's just shy of 2 hours.
You're going to be sitting there.
It looks found a role model.
It's really good though.
Yeah. Well, this one was shy of 2 hours. 10 minutes shy.
But
Yeah,
I
no, this
think
one's
so.
straight up 2 hours and maybe a little extra.
So breaking down some more of the stuff, the story made sense, kind of, right?
Actually, the
Yes.
story was very.
Outside of the huge plot hole of checking the date.
Yeah,
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than that, it for the most part made sense. You figure everything out
It's like
in the course of the movie.
Jewel hand.
Yeah.
Why it's happening, what's going
And
on.
there's only a handful of questions left over at the end, right?
Yeah.
You only have a couple where you're like, I wonder like what happens X, Y, and Z. But they even gave like the side characters their finale. They're getting married. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice. I like
Even,
that
that,
they
even though
closed
that
up
boy
this.
was hardcore hunting after the
Would you
main
say,
core
Ron?
heroine.
Oh, so just Miss Drooly over here.
Well, that's what happens when you have a baby.
Is there anything else?
Do you have any other like plot holes in the story? I guess. My thing is like,
From
outside
the-
of the plot hole itself, I just feel like there was just like, I don't know.
The distance from the sacred place and the city, it should not take that quick to hike up that mountain.
To be fair, he was booking it.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about the stamina of a human being, though? There's no way
Right?
Mitsuha body could have gone up and down that mountain twice and ran around town on a bike. Like, you're dead after that. And then you're running again. Like,
That
fuck
is
that.
a lot.
That's a lot of cardio.
But from the top of the mountain, looking down at the city, that's a good,
Well,
good
the guy
3-4
was-
miles.
He was making her more athletic doing the sports and other stuff, though.
I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
True, but at the same time.
And that's how every action movie is. Like,
Main character can
Always
run forever.
stamina. Yeah.
Stamina forever and a half.
Not always. Not in My Hero Academia. Like when he first started, he
yeah.
sucked at stamina.
Well, yeah, and
That's
then
'cause
he
he's
removed
using it
an
wrong.
entire beach's worth of trash.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was up with that beach? Why was there so much goddamn garbage?
He-
Shit like
called
that actually
humans.
exists in Japan.
Yeah.
Holy
he,
shit.
He hated All Might after that.
So
though.
in Japan, it's illegal to litter on the streets, but people find places like that and just pile up trash. It's terrible.
They don't have like a service.
Nope. There's not even trash cans in the street in Japan because they don't expect you to walk around and eat. Like, it's actually like it's rude to walk and eat in Japan because it's under the assumption that you're gonna litter while you're walking.
Damn.
There's like a lot of weird
Speaking
rules.
of trash, did you know you can't really recycle in America because they actually just give it to companies that just dump it, the recycling places?
Not all of them.
Not all. Not where we work.
It's-
Like
it's
definitely
still
what we do. All we do is recycle stuff.
Yeah, they shred them up and turn it
So-
into road base and.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying some of them do that.
They sell them to companies that do the recycling overseas because it's cheaper for them to do it than it is in the U.S. So it's still getting recycled. It's just being recycled in other countries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You learn something every day, buddy.
Yeah.
Good job trying to sound smart, though, Ron. I appreciate it. Just give you a hard time, buddy.
Giving him shit again.
All right, we're just gonna keep plugging through points because there's not a lot of natural discussion about the movie going on.
No.
What do we got? We did story, we did music, we did art. What else did we discuss?
Character development.
Sure, was there character development? I'd say yes.
Yeah.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
From what we get of the descriptions of both the main characters at the beginning of the story, one seems to constantly hate her life.
But we also learned about who they are from the others being in their body.
Yep.
Because then, when they acted one way, the friend showed that they're completely opposite.
Yeah, you had like that first scene when she's inside of Taki's body and she's trying to say I, but there's like 5 different ways to say it, so she's just like plugging through them. So who do you think out of the two had more character development?
Well, considering the fact that
Cutting hair does not count as character development.
Hey, she didn't cut it though.
Okay,
Her grandmother did.
From what we learned about Taki at the beginning of the film, we know that he was quick to anger, always wanting to throw himself into problems, and all in all, was a bit of a punk.
He was a hard worker.
He was a hard worker, but he was a bit of a punk.
Yeah.
He definitely was your average angsty teenager. Didn't know what the fuck he was going to do with the rest of his life, pretty much.
But then she gave him a feminine side, which everybody loved. They sewed on a fucking garden onto the skirt.
That was so funny. That was so
That was hilarious.
Her being in his body got him further with the girl he'd had a crush on than him being himself forever.
He's like, take
So
your
is that-
skirt
is that
off. She's
character
like,
progression
what?
on Mitsuha, or is that character progression for Taki?
I think when he
Because I
realized...
think Mitsuha kind of went a little lesbo for a bit there.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, I wanted to go on that date.
Right? Probably on
She
her.
was like the only one that was trying. He wasn't even trying.
Yeah. Well, I think it was one of those things where, like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel weird, like, saying this, but I feel like every, like, workplace has that one girl, and that all the young guys are like, yeah, I'm gonna date her, but then they're just intimidated. So I think he was just intimidated the whole time.
Yeah.
Probably.
So she gave him a foot in, and then he fucked it up because he's an idiot, but
Oh, God.
because he fell in love with the opai. Japanese for boobs.
No shit,
Hey,
Sherlock!
they are less educated, okay,
Yeah.
in the anime world.
Oh, pie.
Opai.
Oh, bye.
That was every morning. It was great. It was great.
The crying one was great. The falling.
We got so off topic.
I was shocked that the grandma figured out that wasn't her. That was talking.
Well, the grandma had the same experience when she
Yeah.
was younger. And she
She just
mentioned that.
forgot it.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
And so did her mom.
Yeah, and so did she, right? Like, they all forgot their experience.
Yeah.
She remembered slightly more, I guess, because the grandma and the mom never had... Like, we don't know what their story was, but they didn't go find anybody or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But they had something similar, so that's why she was able to figure it out.
Do you think that's the reason why? Because they're the priestess or like shrine
Their
maidens
family
of
had
that
been the shrine
time
maidens for like
god or
forever.
something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Something to do
It's a
with
big
that.
part of, like, the Japanese culture, right? That all those old traditions really do have a meaning, so that's maybe the meaning they're trying to put into that tradition.
That they
I guess.
just didn't remember because it all got burned or whatever.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is neat. But I guess, like, their whole family tradition, when you learn about the knots and the braided cords and everything, it's their whole thing's about time. So I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Which one was the word they used for it?
Musubi,
Yes.
which is a type of Hawaiian dish, which is hilarious. It's seaweed it's essentially like sushi. It's seaweed wrapped around rice patties with
Yeah.
meat on top.
So it's in this it was more so becoming one.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the joining of things. Everything is musubi. When you drink a tea, you become one with the tea or
Because
whatever.
now it is inside you.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
Pour water on a plant, it'd be the same because now
Yeah, the water and the plant have performed musubi and they become one. Yeah. So I think that's them trying to say that Taki and Mitsuha were one.
Yeah.
They were meant to be.
There's destined.
Yeah.
Destiny.
Where were you going with that?
I don't know. I just wanted to sing.
You just want to sing?
I have no
Someone might post this and
This
I can
life-
get on American Idol.
This is not.
That's
God.
Our life is not High School Musical. We can't just sing about our problems, okay?
Yeah,
That's
we're
how
not
it
in
works.
this together.
Hand in hand. That's all we need.
Oh gosh.
Is it summertime?
I wish it'd be warm.
Summer.
It's pretty warm today.
Yeah,
It was decently warm today.
It was cold as fuck yesterday.
Oh god, yes.
And then tomorrow it's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to snow all day. It's gonna be fun. We're on our
So
New
are we
Year's
not
barbecue.
working on... Alright, we're off Tuesday now.
Yeah.
I'm so
Weird,
messed
right?
up with this weekend.
Yeah, it's weird having 4 days off. Back on subject. We're so bad. There's so many people. It's so many people. It's hard to stay on subject,
I
right?
told you we should have done notes. I'm just saying.
Who needs notes? When
Me.
you have
Me,
this
I
audio.
have. That's
It's.
She can hold
to
like...
write
She
everything
can hold
down.
a millibyte of information.
Millibyte?
Yes.
More like a
You mean-
kilobyte at this point.
Megabyte, you mean?
Megabyte.
Are you sure you don't have a millibyte?
That goes,
It
1,000
goes-
megabytes in a gigabyte. 1,000 gigs in a tera.
Yes.
Yeah.
And 1,000 kilos in a mega.
So I was probably thinking kilo.
Yeah. Kilobyte.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
It's alright, we're getting there.
Sorry.
So
Long
I don't know,
day.
does anybody have any questions or any like thing they want to discuss about this? I know it's a little weird, it's a little hard. This one I feel like is a lot less loaded than like Silent Voice where we can discuss like the themes
Well,
of the movie. This
so-
movie has like a theme, but it's not like a Silent Voice where it's like bullying.
There's a shit to
So-
unpack in freaking A Silent Voice.
Yeah.
In this one,
This is just an enjoyable experience.
it's a straightforward, essentially romance story with
Yeah.
an,
We're saving a town.
with adventure in the middle.
I just thought.
I thought when she was-
Go
She
for
was-
it.
Because with the character development of the girl, I just realized she actually stood up to her own father.
Yeah.
Or even asked who she was again, even though that's actually her.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? That's
Well,
the
it was
character.
Taki who stood up to him the first time, but when she came back and
Yeah, she did.
we had the unseen dialogue, we assume that she stood up to him, right? So would you say Mitsuha had the most? I think she did, right?
Yeah.
Because Taki, I feel like, was underdeveloped. We didn't really know anything about him, to be honest. He had a group of friends.
The majority of the
Yeah,
story
you
was
kinda just,
told.
like-
He was a waiter.
Yeah, he was just kind of there, right?
Yeah, a waiter, went to school, group of friends. Pretty much
Yeah.
it.
And you knew that he used to get in scuffles, but they never really show that in the...
Yeah, no.
They show it when he's in her body, how he is very standoffish with people, but that's really it. He never does it when he's in his body again after he goes back.
They're always arguing with each other between their notes.
Their messages, yeah.
Like she was mad he picked up so many shifts, but he was mad that she
Kept
kept
Spend
spending
so
all
much
his
of
money.
I mean, a sight into the future, right? That's
Yeah.
how that works.
That's true.
Don't give me that look. Okay, you're giving it to him. That's cool. Okay. Wasn't
Give me that look.
Okay, gas stations.
Damn. You really have to start this fight, man?
I didn't intend to. It was just a comment. Okay. So yeah, I definitely think Mitsuha had the most character development. Cool. We're gonna get off the subject soon. All right, so let's just kind of break down for a second. Let's give an overall rating for the movie. Andrew, you're first.
I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10.
Cool. Brandon.
Are we separating like music?
Nope, just give it one rating. Overall.
8.5 or 9 for me.
Why would you give it so high? I'm just curious. Me and him break shit down all the
I
time,
just-
so let's hear some comments.
I don't like. I've trying to get to more or watch more anime. I don't watch a lot, and out of the ones I've watched, that's been
Up there.
one of the best.
What about it stood out to you especially?
The scenery.
Okay.
I love scenery. Storyline and music.
Cool. Tracy.
And it wasn't. I didn't expect the plot twist.
Plot
Yeah.
twist always fun. Don't worry, there's a plot twist in the Silent Voice too.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a
I'd
twist.
probably give it a 7 or 8.
All right, and why are you giving it what you giving it?
Well, I
What
wouldn't give
would
it.
make it higher?
Okay. I don't know. There's just certain movies that like you want to watch over and over and over again, and that wasn't one of them. Like I liked it, but I probably would never watch it again.
I understand that.
What is wrong with you?
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
I just wouldn't.
If it wasn't for me showing you guys this movie, I never would have watched it again. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, it's something I watched, and like I told these three, like, I've seen this once, and then the other movie that I want to show you guys, like, I've seen that, like, 7 times.
Yeah.
They came out
Yeah.
the same year, and everyone acclaimed this one more than the other one, and it kills me, because I think the other one was way better, but that's just my opinion.
The voice one?
Yeah, silent voice. So, what would have made the movie better for you, though? What could you have improved? Outside of the dates.
I don't know.
Glaring plot hole.
Because I would actually have to like analyze what makes me want to watch a movie over and over again to be able to know what this one doesn't have.
What is a movie you like to watch over and over again? Like, what about that movie maybe makes you want to watch it over and over again?
I don't want to
Personal
answer
relation.
that.
Personal, like, it relates to your personal life for me.
Okay.
Makes me want to.
I don't have a pig nose.
What do you?
Because Penelope.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
So, what did you enjoy about Penelope?
I
What did you
don't
tell you
know.
about
And
that one?
Austin Land is another one. I don't. It's probably that. I probably like movies where the hero of the story develops a lot more than they
Yeah.
did. So like in Penelope, she comes into herself and learns how to like appreciate who she is, the way that she is, and it's kind of the same way in Austin Land, where like she thinks she wants this fantasy until she finally actually has it, and then she realizes she doesn't need it. Like she's good with who she is.
In
Yeah.
Penelope, it's not only Penelope that develops, it's the guy
yeah,
too.
the guy does
So, I really think you're gonna like Silent Voice. This is
Yeah.
making me so happy because, like, you guys can say like, there's a lot of character progression in that movie, right? Like, you can agree like a ton. Like, just in the first like 20 minutes, the characters change completely, and it's not like a random change. It makes perfect sense. It's not like, oh, he's just randomly a white knight now or something. It's like everything makes sense, at least to me. I don't know. I've seen it so many times that I'm like, I
Yeah.
love that movie.
So
I
it's
probably
not
over-
like unreal change.
No.
No.
It will definitely
They
make sense when you
become
watch it.
Yeah,
It
right.
will definitely make sense when you watch
Yeah.
it. Like, everything happens for a logical reason pretty much across the board, except for, like, the final scene. But that's, like, you know, they had to put an ending to the movie. But, like, everything for me, like, it was just great character progression. I'm really excited to show you guys that movie now. Like, I'm, like, excited. But I'm overhyping it, and I hate doing that. I do that a lot. I overhype shit, and then people watch it or
They're like,
something. And then
gosh,
it's just,
this
well,
sucks.
Well,
It's
I think I was
okay.
not inaccurate in saying that Sayuri sucked.
That was horrible. That was.
That was mentally boggling.
Here.
You know we're live, right?
I know.
Okay.
It's just a.
What did you say?
He said,
You didn't
she said,
see
you
him.
know we're live, right? He was sitting over here doing faces and stuff.
Yeah, he's doing faces at Kai. I mean the baby.
At the baby, yeah.
All right, let's hear some ratings.
I would give it, let's say an 8 out of 10. I did like the story. I liked the connection between both of them. I think that was something really unique. I think the soundtrack could have been better. And they could have explained.
I'm
Yeah.
joking.
Okay, no. Like, her frame of reference recently is a silent voice, and
Yeah.
you'll understand, especially, like,
Better soundtrack
did that
than
music
this?
video that I showed you guys help break down a little bit of the sound to you? Because, like, for me, it was a huge thing. Like, that was.
Is a silent voice better?
Oh, don't
I think
Soundtrack?
so, yes. Like,
literally pulling
the
my
whole
hair out.
point
Oh,
of the
I couldn't
movie.
tell.
The whole point of the movie is,
You
like.
can feel that though.
There's two translations: the silent voice or the shape of voice.
Yeah.
And the shape of voice, like, they use that definition, and like when they're doing the music for the movie. God, I want to talk about that more. I don't want to talk about that. It's so shitty.
Next time.
The way they start the show, there's a piano intro, but it's very like random, melodic, random key hitting.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't really sound like it makes sense. But as you progress through the movie, they take that and they add to it every time something happens, or depending on which character's
Okay,
on
so
screen.
it's the same
Yeah.
rhythm or whatever, but then a piece added.
Yeah, there's obviously like separate pieces, but like that's like the main core when something's
Yeah.
happening, and like when you watch it, it is like, especially when you understand what's going on, it's so
Yeah.
fucking good. Because every character has like their own piece being added, and then like when things become less clear, the sound becomes less clear, and then
Yeah.
when the it is so good. I need to stop talking about it. Okay, you gave it 7 and 8. Soundtrack could have been better. You enjoy the characters, cool. What do you got, Ronald McDonald?
You'd be loving it, but I'll probably give it like think it like neat too. Like the soundtrack could have been better because I honestly can't even recall how the music that was being played. To be honest, that's how background it was to me.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know, like maybe do a bit better on the character development, just a little bit better. Would have been made it better, like how the guys. I mean, it kind of subtly showed that he's changing, but there wasn't so much to go comparison wise.
I got you.
As it was to the girl.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I give it an 8. I don't know. It just my one form of comparison of recent movies that I've watched. This is just so overshadowed to me, and soundtrack could have been better. I remember a lot of the music, but it wasn't as impactful as some of the more recent stuff that I've watched, like Made in Abyss or The Silent Voice. There's just like better music out there. It was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was a great watch.
I like that it wasn't completely predictable too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep bringing up that plot twist. You like plot twists, man? We'll find you some stuff with plot twists. I got you, bro.
Heartbreaking plot
We're gonna
twist.
watch
Like,
some M.
fuck,
Night
she
Shyamalan.
died. She died. Well, that new movie's coming out. The Glass.
Shut up.
I know.
have
I
to watch
can't
the
say
first
anything.
one. You haven't
Please
seen
watch
the
all
first
of the
one?
anime I recommend to you. Please, just do it. You
Okay.
will love what
We
I
will
give
make you a list. You will enjoy them
Well, I was
all.
talking. She was talking about M. Night Shyamalan. So Glass is coming out.
But
Yeah.
he hasn't seen the first one. Unbreakable,
hasn't?
right?
Yeah,
There's three.
You need
I've
to-
seen
No, there's
Split.
Oh yeah,
What?
I'm Split.
Well,
I've seen
yeah,
Split.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
Split.
I've
Yeah.
seen Split.
I've seen
but-
Unbreakable.
You need to watch.
You need to
both.
watch both.
Yeah,
before
I've seen
you-
Split. I haven't seen
I haven't
the first
seen
one.
Unbreakable, but I've seen Split.
Yeah, same here.
I thought Split wasn't that great. Honestly, I was a little disappointed. with
Read
how
the
it was
books. You'll
I
be
like-
1,000 times more entertained.
done.
That-
I'm sure.
Actor whose name is
John Malkovich.
no
Or not John. Something Malkovich.
McAvoy.
McAvoy. Something. I knew it was
Something
Mac.
McAvoy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Beside the
That's the main
point.
character. Yeah, James McAvoy.
Yeah, James
He's the
McAvoy.
main
Let's
character in
do a general
Penelope.
podcast. I feel like we could talk forever. Yeah, I know who you're talking
Oh,
about.
if we did general,
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah, I know.
on and on and on.
Oh, we could talk forever. I know. We just keep saturating.
It'd be
the, like,
here
other
and
shit.
here
That's
and
fine.
here.
Oh, my
Oh dear
Stop.
God! Shut up!
So let's talk other anime now. I think we're done with the silent Your Name. It was okay. So what are you two watching? I know you guys are like our least experienced anime watchers. What have you guys been watching, if anything, recently?
Anime?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her. I started her on Sword Art Online.
And we kind of just stopped randomly.
Yeah, but that's one of the only ones you've actually like continuously.
Yeah, I've seen like the first couple seasons.
We've done
of Bleach.
Einkrad and Alfheim. We haven't
Yeah.
started.
The
We
Gun
started Gun Gale, but we didn't finish it.
You liked it.
Yeah.
So
I've seen all of it already.
I know you're a little more open to choices, right? What
Yeah.
about SAO has kept you interested?
Me?
Yeah.
No, the other
Tracy.
Tracy in the room.
I don't know. I like it.
Like, what do you like about it, though? That's what
No,
I'm
I
asking.
know.
Because like,
I'm thinking.
because I want to be able to recommend you guys anime that I know you'll watch or enjoy, right? And
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff out there. Like, there is like 20,000 anime shows.
Like you're saying, Overlord for me.
I
I,
don't
still
know.
need to watch
I
that.
definitely preferred the first season the best. Like,
She is
Which,
redeemable.
the first of the first season, so Einkrad,
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
Alfheim.
I got
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
I didn't like Alfheim like at all. It was
Nobody
just
liked it.
Nobody
it was
likes
too
Alpha.
It's okay.
fast
We don't
and
talk about Alpine.
I like
I don't
Alfheim.
think I really like Gun Gale either, but we're not far enough in it. To
You'll
know
like the
for
end
sure.
of season 2.
You'll like the end of
yeah.
season 2.
Yeah.
So did you like that it's another world? Did you like that it's in a video game? Did you like that death is a thing? Or that, like, what
No.
about it really got you?
I like.
Yeah? Okay, maybe. Yeah?
I don't know.
Any
I think
more?
I just
Okay.
like the storyline. Like it, same thing, I guess. The character development. Like they did change a lot within the video game, which at least Alfheim like showed at the beginning when he was actually like in his own world
Yeah.
again. It showed how he as a person changed a lot, like with his relationship with his cousin,
His
sister. Yeah.
Technically, cousin.
So, this is so interesting because it is described that he is the least progressed character ever. He just is the same person all the
Yeah,
time.
I think
But he's
Asuna would
not.
be the most progressed because she started off shy and timid and then ends up being, what is it? Not leader, co-leader.
So
whatever you wanna-
the whole discussion
No, I
about
didn't
SAO,
let
the whole discussion about the SAO thing is like, the whole discussion about SAO is that like Kirito is described as a loner who doesn't get along with people, but we never see that side of him,
No.
not once.
Never.
So he's automatically just a people person, and then he comes out and he's still a people person.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing really changed, really about him.
We actually.
And then you have shows like fucking Grimgar. You have character development in 12 episodes. You know what I mean? You have shows in that same genre, right?
Yeah.
Even Log Horizon, all the characters change in 12, 13 episodes during the seasons. Like, compared to anything else in that genre, like, it is... Kirito is described as the most boring plain main character ever. Like, that is one of the biggest complaints people have with that show.
I don't know.
I'm not
that he always helps the underdog. Like,
I actually thought
he doesn't go with the bullies. He's always helping the people that
Like when he helped the group the guild that was lower level than him.
Well, that backfired.
That backfired badly.
But he still helped them.
Yeah, he kind of always went with the underdogs. Like, he never wanted the attention on him that he got. Like, I feel like that's a really good quality in a leader, to be like the person that wants to serve, and that's what
How do
he
you
had.
not? I mean, when you solo a boss, that's a lot of attention.
But he didn't want the attention. He just wanted to help people.
Yeah.
90% of season 1 was literally him avoiding most people.
But he was still helping. He was still carrying the front, and the people that he did interact with, he tried to help as long as they weren't bullying, and the bullies he did deal with.
Yeah. But anyway, you actually do get to see a little bit more of his lone-ish tendencies in Ordinal Scale, the movie that takes place in between season 2, end of season 2, and beginning of season 3, which
So from what I've heard of Ordinal Scale, I haven't watched it yet. It's still on my watch list. I think me and you were talking about watching it. Have you already seen it though?
I
haven't seen
it's
it
damn
yet.
good.
So,
watch it.
From what I've
I need to
heard,
see
they
season 3
they
too.
took like what you like about SAO and they just made it better because there's so much smack being talked about in season 1 and season 2. Like it's just SAO is just one of those anime that where it's like, for a while it was just mainstream to hate on it. You know what I mean? Like if everybody was like, Game of Thrones sucks. You know what I mean? Just for instance, and everybody started hating Game of Thrones, even if you like it, you have to find something you don't like about it. I guess it's like the way that the anime community is. And don't get me wrong, like I tell people all the time, like I enjoyed Sword Art Online, but I agree, like I didn't enjoy Kirito as a main character. I think there's so many better examples, and it's not like to your like. Sorry, I'm trying to like point opposite. It's not anything bad against you. It's just you haven't experienced like really good anime main characters yet. Like there's some really good ones out there. Like, name one.
I need to
Go for it.
introduce her to My Hero Academia. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, Deku's a great main character. Yeah. Everyone loves Deku.
I need to introduce you to that. It's on what? Hulu or Netflix? It's on
I don't know. I don't.
Is it
watch
both?
on
Wait.
either of those.
I think it's on Netflix.
I think it's on Hulu.
Is
It's
it?
on Hulu, for definite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason we got Hulu. Because Chris told me that.
I mean, I like.
That's
this.
not
Originally.
the reason we got Hulu.
Go for it, Ron. What were you trying to say?
Oh, okay.
So, like speaking of character, just like this one character that kind of slightly changes but still remains the same. One of those like Lelouch from Code Geass.
Lelouch?
Lelouch, yeah. Like he's basically the same, but he's just slightly different changes because he constantly has to change his plan. But I thought that was like interesting character development because he's not developing to become a better person. He's still developing to do what he wants, which is destroy Britannia. And then then he changes.
Have you watched Code Geass, Brandon?
No.
It's great.
I have.
That's one of like the all-time.
You need to make a list for me so I
She
can
won't
start
watch it.
binging.
I'll give you my
I just
anime
watched
list and you can watch it.
Alright.
All right, name a good main character.
I'm very biased, but CL from Black Butler.
Wow, I wonder why. Go ahead. Who you got?
Huh?
Who you got? A good protagonist, main character, who has really good like character development. Isn't the same character all the time.
I'd have to say,
Can I cheat and say what's his face from Your Name? Is that Ishida? Can I say Ishida or not Your Name? Silent Voice. Can I cheat?
Go for it, cheat.
I'm saying Ishida. What's another good example?
I would say Guts from the Berserk series.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was wondering who was going to mention that.
Have you ever watched Berserk, Brandon?
No,
All right, you want some good plot twists? Watch Berserk.
You want
Crazy or like
Is he gonna watch? Should he
like-
watch the anime one, like the
Not like
1990
completely-
The
Yeah.
old one, yes. The new one is terrible.
Not
we don't talk about
not like completely absurd plot twists, right? They have to have
It makes
somewhat
sense.
of realism. Yeah.
the three?
It's one of like the biggest plot twists in all of anime history.
Did you
Okay.
watch?
Okay, the CG is pretty bad, but
It's
the
terrible.
But the 3 movies that they made that go before the CG series is actually not terrible.
No, it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like I wish they, because you know those split frame seconds to where they have like drawn,
I'm
not
being
CG
attacked!
Berserk. I wish they
Yeah.
did the drawn.
Yeah. Most
That looked
definitely.
good.
You're being attacked by a
I know, and I can't stop it. You don't punch a baby, okay?
Everybody will denounce our show instantly.
Hey, we've got gained a viewer since we put the baby up front.
That's the way to do it. I told you, babies win.
Oh,
I think it went down. Like,
we were at 2. We're at 3 right now.
Congrats.
So
Most of the views on this show come after we post the videos.
I know anime definitely isn't your thing, Tracy, but the more you expand, I think you'll find I think SAO is a great starting point. It really is.
Okay.
I think it's a great intro.
The problem isn't that I don't want to. The problem is I don't have the time to.
You're a mother of 4. That sort of makes... Yeah.
mother of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5.
Well, 4.
3 if you go technical.
4.
4.
Lots of children. Not a lot of time.
And school.
Yeah.
And work soon.
Yep.
That's life.
yeah, 60 hours plus, guys.
Yeah, I'm doing work and then starting school in January. It's gonna suck for our job.
You're going to stack on. Good night, dude.
I was thinking about picking up a second job, so yeah, it's crazy. It's life, man.
It's adulting.
To do it, though.
I have a lot of kids to
Yeah,
feed.
yeah, exactly. We have a little bit more responsibilities than you. Yeah.
I have 7 kids to feed. What are you talking about?
Your 7 bellies.
Are you talking about all of
Have you
us?
seen this stomach?
No, you're talking about all of us.
No, he's
You
talking
gonna
about
feed
your
us,
7
Mitch?
bellies.
I do feed you guys when you come over, to be fair. I usually try to feed people, you know?
We feed
It's-
you
it's-
too, though.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a fair thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
gave
it's
you-
just like, it's part of my thing. Like, if you're hungry, eat, please. Like, I was raised Asian. You gotta feed. There's no other, like, way to do it. You just have to feed people.
Yeah, you want to negro.
Wow. Now you're being racist. You can get out.
I'm not
Shit, I thought
racist.
my D&D
I
character
love
was
egg
supposed to
rolls.
be the racist, not you.
Yeah.
what did you say?
Because you have a little egg roll. It's okay.
What?
You said I'm not racist. I love girls. Is that what
No.
you said? Oh.
I said I love egg rolls.
Oh. I was like, what does that have to do with being racist? That's sexist.
Oh my god.
I am neither, to point that out.
I ain't touching this one. Y'all can comment on it.
You do you, man.
So, anything? I don't know. What's in
Is-
discussion? We
is-
just finished. This
Is
gonna
the
be
other guy
process.
coming today? I think I just heard your door.
What other guy?
I didn't know.
No, yeah, Chris
What,
is
you're
on here all
doing
the time.
names?
No, he's not coming.
Oh, I just heard.
He's
something.
definitely said he
Just
wasn't
heard
coming.
something out there.
No, you're just hearing stuff.
Yeah,
Probably.
You're deaf.
Anyways.
Well, hearing stuff means I'm
Bunny
not
Girl
deaf.
Senpai just finished. I know only me and you
Oh,
can talk about it for a
shit, yeah.
second. But let's just give that a few seconds it deserves. 10 out of 10. I gave the show a 9, but it was great. I loved it.
Overall show, I will.
The
give
last
it-
episode just wasn't good enough for me to give it a 10. But the rest of the show was amazing.
I'll give the overall show a 9.5 for the main reason that out of 13 episodes for the whole season,
One was mediocre.
one was mediocre,
And the rest were amazing. Yeah.
and then we're gonna get a movie here soon.
I'm so excited.
I am ecstatic about this.
So
I am so looking forward to this. It's not even funny.
And we just started Wodokoi, which is really exciting.
Oh
I want
my
to finish
God.
that really bad.
That
So
one's
me and
just
him started this
ridiculous.
show. It's about 2 people who are like childhood friends and they're otakus, which like essentially an otaku
They're
is like
tacos?
otaku. Wow. Now you're racist. No wonder you guys are
I
together.
didn't hear you.
Oh!
Anyways, okay.
Anyways.
So otaku is essentially like what I am. All I do is sit at home.
I got her joke.
Come on.
Wow, nice. Watch out for the cord. Ah. So
I had to try.
an otaku is essentially what I am and what Chris is. Like, all we do is like our life is games and anime. That's pretty much what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously
you
there's
both
other
still
things.
work, but-
Yeah, obviously there's other things, but yeah. So the show's called Wodokoi. Love is hard for an otaku, and it's these 2 childhood friends who are both otakus who decide to date, but they're both different types. He's just a gamer. All he does is play games all day. It's his whole life. When he's on breaks at work, all he does is play games. And she is really big into like yaoi manga, so she likes seeing hot dudes together and stuff like that. So that's her thing. And they start dating because they realize that they're not going to find anyone else, and they figure they might as well date someone who's weird just like them. And it's their like story of them dating, and it's fucking hilarious.
What's it
'Cause
called?
Which one is this?
It's called Wodokoi. I can show you later if you're interested. But me
Like I
and
said,
Andrew,
make me a list.
yeah, me and Andrew started watching it. It is so fucking funny, and they have these 2 friends that they work with who are also otaku, and they're just—it's fucking great. So you have the 2 main characters who are a couple, and the other 2 otakus are a couple, but they hate each other. Like I think hating each other is an understatement. They fucking
Despise.
They actively loathe each other. Like they're at work screaming like, "It's all your fucking fault. I hate you."
What? My fault? Fuck you!
Yeah, like they're back and forth. It's fucking great. It's just like a good comedy romance anime. I've been enjoying
I
it.
was not expecting him. the red-haired dude. I cannot remember his name.
Yeah. I told you he was going to have a weird one. So we didn't find out what the... Okay, so the main guy, he's a gamer. The main chick, she's into yaoi. And then the other girl in the office, she's a cosplayer and also into the yaoi stuff.
Yeah.
And then they say that the other guy's an otaku, but we don't know what it is. Like, they go forever without telling you. And, like, at the very end of episode 2, they're walking through a manga store, and the gamer dude fucks with him. He's like, you like this kind of stuff, don't you? And it's a bunch of lollies on a fucking manga cover. So, do you know what a lolly is? So a lolly is, like, a girl who looks really young and
But
dresses
she's
young
like
and stuff.
18 or such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Because in
Yeah.
anime, they have, like, the little sisters who are lollies, and then, the weird ciscon shit
Yeah.
going
Is
on.
that what he's actually into?
Yeah, he's into lollies. So, like, he's like, shut up, and, like, takes it, and he's like, stop looking at what I'm buying. And he's, like, a manly man. He has, like, a deep voice, and he's muscular and everything.
Smokes like a goddamn chimney.
It's fucking great, dude. But, yeah, that's the new show me and him have been watching. I don't know. I'm gonna get you guys on. I'm
Make me a
gonna
list.
turn you.
Make
I'm gonna
me a
turn
list.
you at least.
Yeah, just make me a list.
She got you.
Just scratching my neck.
Do like the 100. You have to make a list from like the first one to watch down. Don't just write a list of
I'm just gonna give
animes.
you my list, and I'll have you read or watch it in order. Hold on.
And or you have it like
Yeah, you rate
categorized by your
everything.
favorite.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can rate everything. So this is all my stuff rated by 10.
Yeah.
Going down.
Yeah.
Oh, you've rated it all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give me that list. I'll watch it.
You gonna watch all this?
Just
Yeah.
watch from the bottom
Oh my
up.
gosh.
Yeah, you're gonna be there a minute.
Until Kingdom Hearts comes out, then I'm beating that first.
I was about to say, the second Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, you won't see me for
Oh
a
yeah,
month.
I told Janae like. she
See you,
won't see
bitch.
me.
Those words exactly.
No, not those
That's
words
why you want.
exactly. That's why I'm sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
I know. Hello!
You guys started anything recently? You two over here? What are you guys up to in the anime world?
I'm not really watching it a lot right now because she's always tired. But
Goblin Slayer.
Jump bouncing, baby.
Goblin Slayer is
Bounce.
over.
Yeah, Goblin Slayer just finished too. What'd you
Yes.
guys think about it?
Goblin Slayer was
I liked it.
gorgeous.
Wait,
Yeah.
That last episode I showed you was a an overview of the season.
And there's 2 episodes after that. The show's over.
Whoop-a-doo.
It's done.
Final
So there's
episode
an
has
episode
posted.
after that.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the ending then. But it's almost over.
Wait, there is 2 more?
All right. You
As
like
long as it's
bouncing. You're like your brother.
I'm such a checker.
So there's 13 episodes total. That recap episode was episode 11. Episode 12 and 13 have come out. It's over.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Because I thought it
Go
was...
finish it, motherfucker.
I'll
I'll rewatch
Right
it.
now.
finishing it
I
tonight.
will rewatch them with you. Okay, it is that good. I enjoyed it.
The
It was
whole
a really fun-
season's
No,
good?
the last. Oh, the whole season of Goblin Slayer. Yeah, it's over.
Is it only one season?
Yeah, it's 13 episodes.
So
They haven't
good.
confirmed
Is
the
it?
second season.
Are they coming out with the second
They
season?
haven't confirmed anything yet, so we'll see.
And Goblin Slayer, what is it, 20-minute episodes?
Yeah, roughly. Almost.
So I
every
can watch
episode.
the whole thing tonight.
You could if you
The
want to
whole
no life it and get her mad at
Really
you.
good.
She'll be asleep.
You tired?
She's always tired. I got some chloroform.
I feel like both of you have been saying that your girls are tired. I'm not getting. Okay,
I'm joking.
sure
yourself.
you are.
I know where it is. Don't worry.
Oh man. Okay.
First.
So before we get into some weird subjects, anyone have anything to talk about?
Actually-
Anything anime related?
Actually, yes. I recently started watching Ohgrr again.
Yeah, you said that show's really fucked up and we shouldn't have talked about it. So we're done talking about floppy boobies everywhere, okay? That is not the point of today's episode. We will do an etchy episode, and it's going to be awkward because we're going to be talking about shows with lots of boobs, and it's just going to be awkward.
Yeah, it does have quite a few shots of.
Bring that whole rating boob system back into play.
There you go, man. That's the way to do it.
I once did a challenge with one of my guy friends. I told him
What?
to
If you wanna
watch
scoot in
Sekiro
there,
without
I'll
getting a boner.
Yeah, I know.
You did
Did
what?
he win or lose?
What'd I miss?
Within the first episode.
What is it?
Yeah, well, I missed it.
Sekiro?
It's a show about, like, if humans were Pokemon, I guess is the best way to put it.
Whoa, what?
Because there's, like, how many of them are there? Like
You got a
200 or something
boner?
like that? There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they, like, they're sent out to find a master, and then the master, and they fight, and whoever wins the tournament or whatever. It's like this weird thing. But the long and the short of it is like, big-boobed women are fighting each other, and their clothes get ripped off a lot.
Oh, and in order to, like, you know, make them yours, you have to kiss them. You
Yeah.
have to give them their first kiss. There was a little girl that he gave a first kiss to.
What?
And I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Let me show you the cover.
How
of
little
Sekiro.
is little? Like,
She was, like, 7.
That's what it looked like.
wow.
I was 7
There's your
at
cover.
least. That's
Oh, I remember watching that.
So I know what I'm doing when Janae
Ron
goes
was like,
to bed.
oh yeah, it was that one night, really late. I had
that's
my
that
bottle of
chloroform.
lotion.
No. That was
With
weird.
Tracy,
I remember
I'm sorry.
that scene was
Chloroform.
Tra-
I was,
Tracy
I got
goes
to the
to bed.
point where I was so bored I just started watching random anime.
Honestly, I really enjoyed the show because it was cool. Like it was fight scenes and shit. But then it's like, let's throw in fan service, and I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, you know, it was written by a woman. Do you know that?
What?
Yeah. Sekiro was written by a woman.
Wow.
I
That
think
was
like she had a
unexpected.
daughter or something, so she retired from manga or something like that. So that's why there's never gonna be a season 3. But yeah. Yeah.
What I didn't like was when they turned the white-haired boy into a woman. I mean, it was funny when he's like starting to get
That's
boobs.
not
She's
me.
so confused. She's like, what's happening in this show? What are you guys watching? Is this a cult?
But yeah, that was really weird for
I already
me.
have my cult show, and
It's a
3
good
hours
show.
a day, 5
What is
days
it?
a week. Dave
Here,
Ramsey.
she was.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other we were watching.
Careful with the
No.
cord.
Yeah, I'm being
Oh,
careful.
hello.
No, it's a joke on the Dave Ramsey show that it's a cult.
What is?
The Dave Ramsey show. There's a joke on it that's like you drink the Kool-Aid. You have to actually
None of us
watch
have
it
watched
to hear
it,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. To
It's
know
an
what I'm
inside
talking
joke.
about. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not inside enough.
No.
We know Brandon never can be.
Oh, dang.
He said he got a small dick.
Good night, everybody.
Video just
That
ends there.
could-
Good night, everybody.
I do think we
Yeah,
are-
this podcast is over.
Yeah, I do think we are going to wrap it up, though, because I think we're kind of done with anime discussion at this point. We're kind of just chatting, catching up and stuff.
Yeah.
Having a good time. That being said, who wants to give us a sign out? Let's let the two newbies do it. Go ahead.
I can't sign out. And
This
thank you.
concludes this presentation.
Thank you for watching this podcast.
Explosion!
Thank you.